So here we are in our Cloud Servers dashboard, and as you can see, I have several cloud servers already purchased, including the web server that will soon host our company's website. Before we bring our web server online, I need to update our firewall rules to get the server ready. Specifically, I will be enabling port 443 for secure connections and port 20 so that the development team, and only the development team, can transfer the website files to the server. First, let's click on the Firewalls tab. Now let's select our web server. Here you can see the default firewall rules. For your convenience, port 80 has been opened, and port 22 is open for logging into our Linux server. Had this been a Windows server, port 3389 would have been open for logins. See our video and knowledge base articles for more information on how to log on to your cloud server. In addition to these default rules, we will require two more to satisfy our web server needs. First, we will need to add port 443 for Secure Ssl connections. This will allow HTTPS connections that you are probably familiar with. Second, we will need to add port 20 for FTP access so that the development team can upload the site files to the server. Additionally, we want to restrict access to only the development team. So let's get to it. Click on the Add New button to add the rule for Secure Ssl connections. There are 5 columns that define the rule. They are type, where we define inbound because our rule is governing how external users will create inbound connections to access our server. Action defines whether you want to allow or deny traffic. By default, all inbound ports other than the port defined here are closed, i.e. denied traffic. Therefore, we select Allow to open this port. External entry. This field specifies who can access this port. If you want to allow only specific IP addresses or a group of IP addresses, then you could do so here. We will need to do that when we create the FTP rule. For this rule, since we want all users to securely access our site, we will enter a 0.0.0.0 rule. Port is which port you want this rule to affect. We set this to 443, which is the default for Secure Ssl connections. Protocol, which protocol do you want this rule for? TCP or UDP? For our site, our development team tells me we only have TCP connections. Now let's get to more complicated firewall settings, our FTP rule. We click on Add New. It's an inbound rule and we want to allow traffic. In the external entry field, we enter the subnet for our offsite development team, which we received from the development team's ISP. We put in a /24, which means that any IP from that subnet can access this server via FTP. Finally, the port is 20 and the protocol is TCP. Now we click Save Firewall. This will save all entered rules. It's just that simple and easy. We are done. And there's no more command line scripting as in the case of the old days with the big physical firewalls that used to be in my server room. Oh my God. The cloud. You gotta love it.